What's up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We are doing a how-to gear guide, Archmage Helmut, Helmet. I don't know. Archmage, that's usually what everybody calls him. He's a newer guy in the game. Very cool, free champion. You can get him in the Doom Tower fragments. He's just a pretty cool guy. When he first came out, everybody was like super psyched about him because he's like a Mausoleum Mage with the extra 3 hits. So pairs are very good with Seer if you haven't figured that out yet. But we're going to go over how to gear him. So a lot of good sets that are going to be good for him, where you're going to possibly be using them, focusing them on. And also we're going to go over like skills, some quick masteries, and kind of what artifact sets are going to be great. So full guide is going to be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe so these videos actually pop up for you guys. So let me know in the comments below if you got them, if you're excited about them, if you booked them out like I didn't. You really only need this one. But guys, appreciate it. Let's get into it. So skills, A1, attacks one enemy, fills the target's turn meter by 10%, fills turn meter by 20% if the attack is critical. So right there, you already want crit rate. Just increasing your turn meter by crap ton by 20% just on an A1 is awesome. This one is also very cool. Attacks one enemy, also attacks all other enemies of the first attack is critical. So they go, first one you want crit rate, second one you want crit rate. So he's not just a support champion, but he also wants to either do damage, but crit and kind of control the board. How he controls the board is the second hit has a 50% chance of placing a stun, up to a 75% chance to stun on an AoE. After attacking, decreases the target's turn meter. Each enemy without a stun debuff for 20. So basically, it's like the Basilisk Ronus is if he doesn't stun, he decreases their turn meter. So it's like a win-win for you. You want accuracy, you want crit rate, obviously, but we're not going to build him a ton with crit, like a ton of damage. We're really just going to have him be like our CC champion, but also our turn meter boost champion. So that is a very, very, very good A2. Can get it down to a 3-turn cooldown. He's an epic, so basically epic books are a lot easier, obviously, to get than the legendary books, but places a 30% increased speed, a 30% increased crit rate, and a 30% increased crit damage. Now, this skill right here is going to help you all over the game. It helps you kind of like specialize in not going 100% on your crit rate. Like if you know you're going to bring him like a really tanky Archmage in like dungeons, you can just bring him in. He's got a 3-turn right here, which increases your guys' speed, crit rate, and crit damage, so you guys hit a lot harder. You can gear your guys for 70% crit rate. Like if their main stuff is like, what, 55? 60? So if you, or 55. So if you go 55% right here, they already have 15%, so that's 70%. If you get you guys to have 70% crit rate and just focus more on crit damage and all the other stats, he's going to help you guys get 100% and 30% extra crit damage. That's like such a good skill right there. Mausoleum Mage is similar. He does that. He's more defensive. Increased defense, crit rate, and block buff. So you can pair him with Archmage, and they're going to kind of like add way more buffs to Seer for Seer to kind of strip off and then just nuke down the enemy team. I did notice that the buffs, when Seer eats them, she doesn't get the extra crit rate. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I did so many runs with her with Archmage at her like 70% crit rate, and she never crit. So I don't think it matches up. So if you're going to do that strat, make sure that Seer has 100% crit rate or crit lead or on your team. He's got a really cool passive. He's just immune to turn meter manipulation, just innately. So he's got electric going all over him. Again, it looks really cool. But these skills are actually very good. All right. So again, looking at this, I'm going to build him with a lot of speed because I want him to go like first or second on my team. And I also want him to have crit so that way he can stun people on the second go around with his A2. He does this on A1 first, or he does this first, which is A3, and then he usually does this second. All right. So notice 3 speed because it's kind of how we're going to be building him. He used to be my go second, so I had Arbiter and then him go. So he actually boosts speed on your team. So your nuker and debuffer will now be faster because the increased speed. So Arbiter boosts up 30%. You want him to go basically second, so you want him to have a ton of speed. So then he gives the increased crit damage, and also speed, so your basically nukers are now faster, right? So you don't have to have too much speed on them. And then they also hit a lot harder. So you can, again, make a team around him by this skill right here. Extra crit rate, extra crit damage. So what artifacts can be good for him? Depending on where you're going to use him. If you're going to use him for Faction Wars, he's, again, great in Faction Wars. He's good in PvP, he's good in PvE. He could be just a support champion, but like almost like a Mausley Mage, he just doesn't heal. But he can control. So how we're going to control that is usually with crit rate gloves. All right. So crit rate is going to make it the easiest way to hit your crit rate goal, which is 100%. And then accuracy is what you're going to need for him next besides speed. So with him, we don't focus on anything else because, again, I used him in PvP. But we went speed, crit rate, and then accuracy in that order. Speed, crit rate, accuracy. So with this, again, I don't really care about anything else. I was really just going for speed. So we got speed there on a speed set. Defense, this could be defense, HP, probably HP if you're going to go PvE. So go HP chest piece with speed and crit rate. Again, you need to get that 100% crit rate. We actually only have 97. I probably swapped some gear along the way, but he was at 100%. Then we have white boots. Speed boots, white are always good to save. I still have 4-star speed boots because, again, speed set, speed boots makes it even faster. But we have crit rate, defense, doesn't really matter, just speed boots. This one we have speed and accuracy. Pretty good accuracy roll right there. Speed, accuracy. And then we have speed, crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy. This is a very, very good weapon for him. I mean, you can get rid of the crit damage for something else, but this is all what we're looking for. These don't really matter. You can go HP, defense, whatever you need more of. This, you probably want crit damage because he is going to be critting. So if he is critting, you want him to do some damage, right? Really all you're looking for is as much accuracy substat as you can get on this. So whatever it is, whether it be HP, defense, or crit damage, you want the accuracy as the substat. Then for this, I went with the accuracy, but you just want as much speed as possible, but accuracy is probably my suggestion, because if he does hit with his he crit with his A2, he then can stun everybody. You need that accuracy to get that stun. So you only need like 220, 230 accuracy in PvE content. Doom Tower, you need a lot more, but most of the time 220 will do to stun people in PvE. So those are the stats that you're looking for. His total stats that I have right now is 270 speed, because he's going second after my Arbiter. My Arbiter right now is at 325 speed. He's at 270, so once my Arbiter boosts up the turn speed by 30%, he then takes a turn at 270 speed, and then everything else kind of falls in play. So he boosts up the team, speed, crit rate, crit damage. My debuffer goes next, and then my nuker has extra 30 crit rate, which so he should be at 100%, and then extra 30% crit damage. So he just does so much more damage with that extra buff right there. So 122 crit damage, again, not needed, but just a bonus because he is going to be doing damage. 288 accuracy, which is what you're aiming for, and then all the other stats, whatever you need. Honestly, like wherever you're using this guy, that's where you're using him. This is specifically really just for PvP because there are other champions that obviously I run in dungeons, but he can be both for you. He could be that support champion that you might need in dungeons to do a little bit more damage, get a little bit more speed out of everybody, and just control the waves with his A2. His A2, I think, is a 3-turn cooldown. Yeah, book it out to a 3-turn cooldown. You're going to be having some fun with this. Like, especially if you're going into the dungeon at 270 speed. Whew, you're just going to control everybody. The Masteries, he doesn't have any Masteries built. It really just, you get an extra 5% crit rate there. 10% crit rate. This is because he's so fast, so he's going to do a little bit more damage if somebody comes in with a shield set. And this, just for fun. You could probably go down to maybe this, if you have like anybody to help you out with that. But really, he's not there for the offensive tree. Defensive, or this tree, you want this to get an extra speed. So with the Lore of Steel, and you have 3 speed set, you get 6 extra speed. It's like 2 per speed set. So that's an extra 6 speed right there to help you out. This, I would probably get just kind of help turn meter manipulation. This doesn't help with stun at all. He doesn't have any other debuff, so really just you can ignore that one. This could be good, and really just get accuracy going. This because he has 3 buffs, So every single time the buff falls off, 30% chance to increase turn speed by 10% when a buff casts. So this is just really, really good and needed for him. So I didn't go fully down. If you were, you'd probably get down to here, increase accuracy by 50. Or if you want to do damage, get that Helm Smasher on that Archmage. So yeah, that's my Archmage. Now, what artifact sets are going to be good for him? Again, speed's probably the best one if you really want him to go second. But he's going to be good in speed. Crit rate is going to be a good set to kind of make sure that he gets that 100% crit rate. Don't need to do any damage. Accuracy is good for him if you want him to land those stuns. Resistance can skip. Lifesteal if you really want him to survive in Faction Wars. Like, let's say you really need him for Faction Wars, put a lifesteal set on him. Screw it. He's a 3-turn cooldown on an AoE. Technically not an AoE, but like hits once, crits, and then hits everybody else. So you could put a stun set on him in Faction Wars. Frenzy, not sure if you need that. Doesn't provide any healing. Immunity set only for PvP. I would go immunity. Shield set, he doesn't have enough HP for a shield set. I would skip that. This could be really good. Any support champ, I always suggest Relentless. Like, Relentless just makes your support champion so good. What's his name? Apothecary on Relentless. Probably best set you could put on him. But him, he's just going to stun like so many times on Relentless set. He's going to be able to do this, so fills turn meter. He's going to be able to boost your guys. Like I honestly think, I forget the aura, speed in the arena. So if you have him, he's a free champion that you can put as your arena speed lead, which is great. But dude, Relentless, God, I didn't even think about that. But Relentless with Archmage, if I used him as like my main right now, probably be Relentless. Savage if you want to have some fun. No. Stun set again. He's going to have a 3-turn stun on an AoE, which honestly would probably be really, really good for a support champion. Is a stun set with him. No. Potentially for like some specific bosses. No. Yes. I mean, HP, 15% HP with heals is always good for all support champions. Again, if you need the crit rate, that's an extra 12% crit rate right there. HP, yes, and also speed. We have a speed set down there that I'm using right now. This could be good for PvP if you want to waste it on this champion, but you don't need it. Also a very good 2-piece set, HP and defense, if you want to go PvE route. This very, very good. So 40% or 40 accuracy with 5% speed. Like, that is huge. I'm so glad that they added this to the game. And I think that new thing right here, extra 5% crit, if you need that extra 5% crit at the very end, just throw a 2-piece of set of hero on with some like defensive stuff, like accuracy or HP or defense, whatever it may be. But you get that extra 5% right at the very end. There's a new set, which I haven't crafted yet, but I've been trying to save up, which again would be really good for him, is the lifesteal, and I think it's done here. Right here. 12% crit with 30% damage dealt. So this could be also very good for him because he does like the crit rate. And if he can heal based off the damage he does, that's also very good. We have 321 pieces we have to craft of that. All low pieces because I did I was farming like Dragon Normal instead of Dragon Hard. So that is the gear sets I would suggest for him. I think he's a very, very good champion to invest into, the books. And he pairs very, very well with Seer. She just doesn't count the 30% crit or crit damage, so remember that. So guys, let me know how you have them booked or geared out. If this helped you out, let me know in the comments. If you guys aren't subscribed, hit subscribe so these videos pop up for you guys. Because I appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys are new, let's go DirtBag Nation. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you in another video.